Have you ever noticed that climbing stairs feels harder these days? Or that it takes a little longer to get up from your chair, even though you eat well and try to stay active? As we grow older, we expect some changes. But when your legs start feeling weaker, despite doing everything right, it can be frustrating. Here's something most people don't talk about. Some fruits we've trusted for years may actually be working against us, packed with natural sugars, acids, or compounds that quietly affect circulation and joint comfort. They could be part of the reason your legs feel heavier than they used to. In today's video, we'll gently uncover which fruits might be silently draining your strength and which ones can support your mobility and wellness. Stay with us until the end. You might discover a simple change that helps you walk with ease again. This is part of living wiser and longer, with senior wellness in mind. Sometimes, even when we do our best eating right, staying active, trying to care for our bodies, we still feel that our legs aren't as strong as they used to be. It's easy to think it's just aging. But what if some of the fruits we've trusted for years are quietly working against us? Pineapple, banana, grapes, watermelon, oranges, green apples, and mangoes may taste fresh and healthy. But for older adults, they can be surprisingly hard on the joints and muscles, with high natural sugars, acids, or compounds that affect circulation and inflammation. These fruits might be making it harder to walk, climb stairs, or stay balanced. This doesn't mean you need to fear fruit, but it may be time to be more mindful about which ones support your health now. For those focused on senior wellness and wanting to feel steady and strong, it's worth looking at your plate with fresh eyes. And as always, check with your doctor if you notice any changes in how your body feels. You might be surprised to learn that something as familiar and refreshing as pineapple could be affecting your energy more than you realize. While it's known for its tropical sweetness and natural anti-inflammatory properties, pineapple is also high in natural sugars and acid, two things that can quietly impact your blood sugar levels. As we age, our bodies often become more sensitive to sudden spikes in sugar. The acids and sugars in pineapple, although natural, can sometimes lead to increased inflammation or fatigue in the legs, especially if circulation isn't as strong as it once was. It's not about cutting it out completely, but about noticing how certain foods might be making movement feel just a bit harder than before. And there's something else to consider, especially if you've been dealing with ongoing joint pain or chronic inflammation. Pineapple's natural acids, while refreshing to the taste, can sometimes act like fuel on a slow-burning fire. For those with sensitive joints, this may lead to more noticeable discomfort, particularly in the knees, calves, or hips. You might not connect that soreness after walking or that dull ache in your legs with something as seemingly harmless as fruit, but over time, small reactions can build up. What once felt like a healthy habit could quietly be adding to the stiffness or pain you're trying so hard to ease. There's also a quiet detail that often goes unnoticed, especially if you're taking medication. Pineapple contains a natural compound called bromelain, which can sometimes interfere with how certain medications work, including blood thinners. It's the kind of interaction that may not cause immediate issues, but over time, it could affect how your medicine performs, either making it too strong or not strong enough. If you've been including pineapple regularly in your meals, it might be worth pausing to reflect on how it could be playing a hidden role in how you feel day to day. At first glance, bananas seem like the perfect snack, soft, sweet, and packed with potassium. But for older adults, there's something worth noticing beneath that familiar yellow peel. Bananas are naturally high in sugar, and that sweetness can cause your insulin levels to spike more quickly than your body can comfortably handle. When those spikes happen often, they may lead to inflammation, fatigue in the legs, or even water retention, making it harder to feel steady on your feet. What once felt like a healthy choice might be quietly making daily movement more tiring than it needs to be. Over time, you might start to notice something subtle like your calves feeling tighter than usual, or a lingering ache when walking or climbing stairs. It's easy to blame age or overuse, but sometimes the cause is hiding in the foods we trust the most. For some older adults, regularly eating bananas may lead to muscle stiffness or discomfort in the legs, especially when the body is sensitive to sudden changes in blood sugar. That tight feeling in your calves or that extra effort it takes to go up just a few steps might not be just getting older. It could be your body's quiet way of asking for a gentler balance. And the tricky part is it doesn't happen all at once. The effects are often so gradual, you might not even notice them right away. One day, you're moving around just fine. Then slowly, you start to feel a little more tired, a bit less steady, or not quite as strong on your feet. Because bananas feel so familiar and comforting, it's easy to overlook the small ways they might be affecting your body over time. That's what makes it so subtle. You're doing your best, making what seems like healthy choices, but something still feels off, and you can't quite put your finger on it. At first, grapes seem like a harmless treat, small, juicy, and easy to enjoy. But as we age, Even the smallest foods can have unexpected effects. Grapes contain fructose, a natural sugar that, once processed by the body, can turn into uric acid. For some older adults, this buildup of uric acid can settle in the joints, especially in the toes and calves, leading to discomfort or sharp pain. That sudden ache in your big toe at night or the throbbing in your lower legs after a walk might not just be coincidence, it could be your body reacting to something it no longer processes as easily as it once did. As you continue enjoying those sweet little grapes, there's something else quietly happening beneath the surface. Fructose, the natural sugar found in grapes, doesn't just affect joints. It can also slow down circulation and trigger inflammation throughout the body. You might start to feel a bit more sluggish, notice swelling that lingers longer than usual, or feel stiffness in places that used to move more freely. These changes often come on gently, almost unnoticed, but over time they can add up, making everyday movement feel a little heavier, a little harder than before. It's easy to think of watermelon as the perfect summer snack, light, refreshing, and full of water. But sometimes, what feels harmless can have a hidden impact. Despite its high water content, watermelon actually has a high glycemic index, which means it can raise blood sugar levels quickly. For older adults, that sudden spike can be more than just a number. It may lead to energy crashes, swelling in the legs, or added strain on circulation. So while watermelon tastes like a gentle treat, it may be quietly affecting how your body feels and moves, especially if you're enjoying more than just a few slices at a time. But there's something else to pay attention to, especially if your legs have been feeling weaker or more sore than usual. For some older adults, the sugar spike from watermelon may quietly lead to inflammation, which can affect how strong your muscles feel, particularly in the calves. You might notice your legs tiring more quickly or feeling sore after climbing stairs, even if you haven't done anything out of the ordinary. It's the kind of change that sneaks up gently, but over time, it can make a big difference in how confident and steady you feel moving through the day. And perhaps the most surprising part is how easy it is to be misled. Watermelon feels light, almost like you're just eating water, cool, refreshing, and gentle on the stomach. But behind that soothing texture is a hidden effect. It can raise your blood sugar faster than you'd expect. Because it doesn't feel heavy or rich, we often eat more of it than we realize. One slice turns into 3, and suddenly your body is working harder to process that natural sugar. It's this quiet disconnect between how it feels and how it affects us that can make watermelon tricky, especially when we're trying to stay balanced and energized throughout the day. We often reach for an orange thinking it's one of the healthiest choices, bright, juicy, and full of vitamin C. But sometimes, even something that feels wholesome can have a hidden side. Oranges contain citric acid, and for those living with arthritis or chronic joint issues, that acid can be more irritating than helpful. You may notice more stiffness in the knees or discomfort in your joints after a glass of orange juice or a fresh slice with breakfast. For some older adults, citric acid acts like a quiet trigger, adding to the inflammation already present in the body. It's not always obvious at first, but over time, it can make movement feel just a little more difficult than it used to. And over time, the effects can show up in the smallest moments, like when you stand up after sitting for a while and feel a deep stiffness in your legs or a sharp ache in your knees. It's easy to think it's just part of getting older, but sometimes the foods we enjoy every day play a quiet role in how our joints respond. For some people, the citric acid in oranges may contribute to that tight, heavy feeling in the lower body, especially if inflammation is already present. What begins as a simple breakfast habit can slowly make it harder to move freely, turning comfort into something that silently weighs you down. As we continue enjoying what seems like a healthy treat, there's another layer we don't often think about. Oranges don't just carry citric acid, they also contain natural sugars. And for some older adults, that combination can be a bit too much for the body to handle smoothly. When acid and sugar come together, it may disrupt the delicate balance of blood sugar regulation. Instead of steady energy, you might feel sudden highs followed by dips, which can quietly strain the body over time. This internal shift might not feel dramatic at first, but it can add to inflammation, joint discomfort, or even that drained feeling in your legs after just a little activity. Green apples often seem like the safer choice, crisp, slightly tart, and lower in sugar than their red cousins. But as we age, our bodies can become more sensitive to certain natural compounds. Even in foods we've long considered healthy, green apples contain malic acid and natural sugars, and for some older adults, that combination may quietly trigger muscle cramps or aching in the calves. You might feel it as a sudden twinge at night or a dull ache after a walk. It's easy to overlook the connection, but sometimes the foods we trust most are the ones we need to watch a little more closely. What makes green apples a bit tricky is how easy they are to enjoy, especially as a quick snack or something light before bed. Because they feel clean and refreshing, we tend to eat them often without a second thought. But over time, those small, repeated choices can add up. The natural acids and sugars in green apples may gradually build in the body, especially if digestion or circulation has slowed with age. You may not notice the effects right away, but if you find yourself waking up with stiff legs or experiencing more frequent cramps, it might be worth paying closer attention to how often this harmless habit shows up in your routine. And while green apples may look like the perfect healthy snack crisp, simple, and not too sweet, they may not be as gentle on the body as they seem. Beneath that refreshing bite is a mix of natural sugar and acid that can still affect your blood sugar balance. For older adults, even mild fluctuations in blood sugar can lead to unexpected changes in how the body feels, like sudden fatigue, muscle tightness, or aching legs. It's not always about how sweet something tastes, but how your body processes it now, which can be very different than it was years ago. Mangoes are one of those fruits that feel like a sweet reward, soft, juicy, and full of tropical flavor. But behind that bright taste is a hidden challenge, especially for older adults. Mangoes are packed with natural sugar, and for some, that can lead to a quick spike in insulin followed by inflammation in the body. Over time, this can quietly affect the joints, particularly in the knees and feet, where many already feel the wear of aging. What starts as a treat may end up contributing to discomfort with each step. That's why mindful choices matter, especially when it comes to senior wellness and staying mobile. If you've noticed changes in how your legs or feet feel after certain meals, it might be worth discussing with your doctor to better understand what works for your body now. Small shifts can make a real difference when it comes to senior health tips that support everyday comfort. And as time goes on, you might begin to notice a heaviness in your legs that wasn't there before, a sense that your steps are slower, your muscles less responsive, or that your calves ache more easily than they used to. For some older adults, the high natural sugar in mangoes can quietly contribute to that feeling. It may not happen right away, but with regular consumption, it can lead to a gradual weakening of muscle strength or discomfort in the lower legs. What once felt like a refreshing indulgence might now be something your body handles differently, without you even realizing it at first. And perhaps one of the trickiest parts is just how easy it is to enjoy more than you planned. Mangoes are naturally sweet, smooth, and comforting, so it's no surprise that one slice often turns into 2 or 3 without much thought. Because they feel light and satisfying, you may not realize how much natural sugar you're actually taking in. For older adults, that extra sweetness can add up quickly, potentially making it harder for the body to maintain balance and ease, especially in the legs. It's a gentle reminder that even the most delicious choices are worth enjoying with a little more awareness. The good news is, there are still plenty of fruits that can truly support your well-being, nourishing your body without weighing it down. Berries like blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries are gentle on blood sugar and rich in antioxidants that help circulation and reduce inflammation. Cherries, when enjoyed in small amounts, may ease joint discomfort and support uric acid balance. Avocados, though not sweet, are technically a fruit, and they're packed with healthy fats that support steady energy and softer joints. Papaya is easy on digestion, and pears offer a light, natural sweetness that pairs well with fiber or protein. Making thoughtful swaps like these can go a long way toward everyday comfort and senior wellness. As always, it's wise to check with your doctor to see what works best for your body now. Small changes can bring lasting relief, especially when guided by caring senior health tips. If you're looking for a fruit that's both gentle and supportive, berries are a beautiful place to start. Whether it's blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries, these small fruits carry big benefits, especially for older adults. Naturally low in sugar and rich in antioxidants, berries can help support healthy circulation and ease inflammation in a quiet, steady way. They don't overwhelm the body, and their nutrients work gently to nourish from the inside out. Adding a handful to your breakfast or an afternoon snack might be a simple step toward feeling lighter, stronger, and more balanced in your day-to-day life. And if joint pain or gout has been part of your daily life, cherries might offer a quiet kind of comfort. These rich, red fruits aren't just delicious. They've been shown to help reduce uric acid levels in the body, which may ease the symptoms of gout and soothe joint discomfort. Even a small serving of cherries a day can be a gentle addition to your routine, especially when you're aiming to stay active and feel more at ease in your movements. Their natural compounds support the body without overwhelming it, making them a thoughtful choice for those focused on aging with comfort and care. Sometimes, the sweetest relief comes in the simplest forms. And then there's avocado, a fruit that doesn't shout sweetness, but quietly supports the body in powerful ways. Rich in healthy fats, avocado helps nourish your joints and may reduce inflammation that makes movement feel stiff or tiring. What's more, its creamy texture and steady energy release can help keep blood sugar levels more balanced throughout the day. For older adults looking to feel stronger and more stable, avocado offers a gentle, sustaining kind of support. Sometimes, it's the subtler choices that bring the most comfort in the long run. And if your digestion feels a little slower these days, papaya might be just the gentle help your body needs. Soft, sweet, and easy to enjoy. Papaya is known for containing natural enzymes that support healthy digestion and may help ease inflammation from the inside out. For older adults, this tropical fruit can be especially kind to the stomach and joints, offering nourishment without the heaviness. It's a quiet ally in helping you feel lighter, more comfortable, and more at ease throughout the day, one bite at a time. And sometimes, it's the simplest fruits that offer the most comfort. Pears, with their gentle sweetness and soft texture, are easy on the body, especially when enjoyed in moderation. They're low in acid, contain natural fiber, and don't tend to trigger inflammation the way some other fruits might. For older adults looking to stay light on their feet and kind to their joints, pears can be a soothing addition to the day. A ripe pear may not seem like much, but it quietly supports the kind of balance and calm we often hope to feel as we move through each stage of life. As we come to the end of this video, I hope you're walking away with more clarity and maybe a little comfort. 2. We often think of fruits as universally healthy, and while many of them are, the truth is that not every fruit fits every stage of life. What once worked beautifully for our bodies in the past may not feel the same now, and that's okay. It doesn't mean anything is wrong, it just means it's time to listen a little more closely to what your body truly needs. For older adults, small shifts in how we eat can have a big impact on how we move, how we feel, and how we live day to day. Understanding which fruits quietly support your joints, energy, and balance, and which ones might be holding you back is one more step toward living wisely and well. The most important thing to remember is this: it's never too late to make a change. Not drastic, overwhelming changes, but small, thoughtful ones. Swapping one fruit for another. Noticing how your legs feel after each meal. Choosing what serves you best today, not what served you 10 or 20 years ago. That's the beauty of mindful living. It grows with you. You're not alone on this journey. So many others are making these same discoveries, choosing better for themselves, not out of fear, but out of care. And that's what senior wellness is truly about. It's about choosing to feel better, move better, and live with a little more lightness and joy. So if this video gave you something to think about, or simply helped you feel seen, I'd love to hear from you. If you're still watching, go ahead and comment 0 or 1 below. It lets me know you're here and that this message meant something to you. Take care of yourself, one choice at a time. Your body is still listening, and it's never too late to respond with kindness. Let that be your quiet strength, and a beautiful part of your senior living journey.